sharper than an ice pick. On you rappers' necks and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a cut quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes, plus one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences, 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they fouled the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My host fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury, I got 2 jets. If I can make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gone on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart, grip my bow tie. Waiting on this war been my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart, grip my bow tie. Living in this war been my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, they got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Dasani, my wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turn her to a runner, now it's all a good train. Fenty on the face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha War straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making a hot hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. And Ken, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart, grip my bow tie. Waiting on this war been my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart, grip my bow tie. Living in this war been my whole life. My whole life.
I got you. Let it ride real quick. Look.
City eyes. It's time to Bogart. My God, a real nigga. Cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls if you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. The colder than the avalanche, way above average. My friends taste sweet, told them make me an apple crisp. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Java, come on, man. Dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evanston with Mark Quad. Telling me how them crackers turn his childhood to a ghost town. Focus up, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them other niggas rap, I make anthems. I really seen profits under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty Diana. Look, I move around like where's Wardo? Sleep if they want, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yara down, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
They killed. Give me Isaiah 14 and 21.
Pando killed the beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks and native Hispanics. The Germans getting locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died, y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew, you a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum, a gun die or die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on a yarmulke. We was slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth, I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947, your menorah got 9 sticks, it's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world, Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs. Bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you live there. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, it's the Feast of Purim. UPK undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bastard and they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi, why he get them babies herpes? I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, this what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know this an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ, they the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas, they a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth, niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4, I ain't satisfied.
That is proof. That is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. That's absolute proof. Now you got the records. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity, and they know it. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression in the streets of America. God's chosen people are walking around in America with no identity. That's where God's chosen people are. Yeah, those are messed up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah.
Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah Barakathum, Yahweh Shamar Thumb Bashim, Yahweh Shah. It's Ashby, Kentucky, Tuesday Brotherhood class. And what we're going to talk about tonight is the lack of compassion destroys a nation. You feel me? Because the lack of compassion that you can have on a brother or sister can depend on the fate, you feel me, of your nation. Just a small example, you could think about the crack epidemic. A lot of those kingpins at them times is getting out of prison. And what they talking about in these interviews, they talking about how they didn't even know, you feel me, about the destruction that it was causing. You feel me? Because they didn't have the compassion to even just take a look. All they was thinking about was the dollar signs. You feel me? They weren't thinking about how them drugs they sell and making them all this money is also finna destroy their neighborhood in the process. You feel me? And that just comes from not having compassion on brothers, you feel me, and sisters. And that's the start of building a nation. You feel me? That's gonna have to be the start. We have to start somewhere. And you feel me? This is a brotherhood class. So it's only right we talk about the compassion. Compassion, something we lack. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that's definitely something we lack. You feel me? And we're going to get that back through the Most High in Christ. You feel me? We become a real evil people towards each other. You feel me? So, yeah, if I could bring out a few articles, you feel me? Then we'll get into the scriptures. Let's start off with the family of stone folks.
All right. Family of a 20-year-old hazing victim will receive nearly $3 million from Bowling Green State University to settle a lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Stone folks died in 2021 after being told to drink a bottle of liquor while pledging a fraternity at Bowling Green State University.
Right. And yes, see, the so-called white man, you know, that he'll make you die, you know, for brotherhood. Because that's what I thought fraternities was all about. I thought it was about brotherhood and stuff like that. But that's not brotherhood. You feel me? That's not showing compassion. You made them drink a whole bottle of liquor. You feel me? You can't drink a whole bottle of liquor. You can die. And that's exactly what happened. You feel me? And the reason we bringing this article out is just to show, like, that's what I like to do, compare, you know, contrast and comparison. I think that's what they call it. I've been out of school for a minute. But that's why I like to bring up different type of articles so you can see the comparison between the two and where we get this type of behavior from. You feel me? Because you got to think about it this. They made this brother, I mean, not this brother, their brother is what I meant to say. They made their brother drink a bottle of liquor and they killed him. And what do? You feel me? We go out and make the crackheads do all type of stuff for some crack. You feel me? That ain't our culture. That's their culture. That's what we getting all this evilness and stuff from. We do.
The family of a Bowling Green State University student who died from alcohol poisoning in 2021 while pledging the fraternity announced on Monday that they had reached a settlement with the school.
Mm-hmm. Only way you settling something if you knew you was wrong. And you trying to get out of playing as least money as possible. But that's what's going on in these fraternities, man. It be way more stuff than that. They be making them do all type of homosexual stuff and all type of stuff. You feel me? For brotherhood, so they can get brothers. That's what I was told it was for. A fraternity is a brotherhood. That ain't brotherhood, man. But that's the type of brotherhood they have. Well, we done took on their spirit. But that's the type of stuff we doing now.
On March 4, 2021, a 20-year-old Stone Folks died after attending an off-campus fraternity initiation event where he had other Pi Kappa Alpha pledges were given a bottle of liquor each and told to consume all of it per a university investigation. The Folks family and Bowling Green State University are forever impacted by the tragic death of Stone Folks. Folks' family and Bowling Green State University said in a joint statement released on Monday, this resolution keeps the Folks family and BGSU community from reliving the tragedy for years to come in the courtroom and allows us to focus on furthering our shared mission of eradicating hazing in Ohio and across the nation. Leading these efforts in our communities is the real work that honors Stone.
Right. That's what they call it, hazing. And that's what we do now. You feel me? We hazing, brother. What is it called? 5 minutes of death. You get in a circle, you got to get beat up to join the gang. You feel me? You either it's 3 minutes for the head, 5 minutes for the body. I'll tell you, that's where we getting this stuff from. People thinking this stuff just come out of nowhere. Thinking these gangs and stuff came up with all this stuff out of nowhere. We learned from our slave masters, man. That lack of compassion that we have on our brothers and sisters, we learned it from them, man.
After the fraternity event, Folks was found unconscious in his apartment by his roommate and was not breathing when the responders arrived. He was taken to a hospital and died 3 days later. The coroner's office ruled Folks' death accidental, citing fatal alcohol intoxication with a blood alcohol content of 0.35, more than 4 times the legal limit.
More than 4 times the legal limit, man. That's what they made him drink, a whole bottle of liquor that was more than 4 times the legal limit. And the doctors, they just assuming it was an accident. He got drunk. He a college student. The whole time he was told to do that. He was told to do that. His brothers, you feel me? His brothers told him to do that, and they killed him, man. Lack of compassion. Esau is an incompassionate person, man. That's just who he is. And we starting to get those traits from him. That's who we starting to get it from, man. And that's not how we going to build a nation. That's how we going to stay destroyed in this place. So you could drop that, and let's go to police seek motives to Los Angeles area mass shootings as 11 victims died.
Common concept. Police seek motive to Los Angeles area mass shooting as an 11th victim dies. Monterey Park, California, January 23rd. Investigators collected 42 bullet casings from the scene of one of California's bloodiest mass shootings as they sought clues on Monday to what drove an elderly gunman to open fire in a dance hall he had frequented, killing 11 people before taking his own life.
Right, like a compassion. He ain't even had compassion on himself. Now this ain't Esau. This is the Moab. So Mo heathens, beasts of the field is what the Bible called them.
Police identified Hugh Can Tran, 72, as the lone suspect in a massacre that unfolded Saturday night in the midst of the Chinese Lunar New Year celebration in the town of Monterey Park, a hub of the Asian American community just east of downtown LA. Authorities said he drove to another dance hall where a second would-be attack was thwarted and later shot himself to death in his parked getaway vehicle as police closed in to make an arrest on Sunday. In an intense manhunt some 12 hours after the rampage.
Right, now he couldn't even go to jail like a man. He had to kill himself like a coward. You feel me? This is Moab. You feel me? This is the heathens' cultures, man. This they try to make it seem like they just got all brotherly love and they love each other and black people, black on black crime this, black on black crime that. Man, they hate each other too. You feel me? They kill each other, they harm each other. Statistics say most people is gonna die by somebody that's your same race, but just because y'all live around each other. But they make it seem like black on black crime is only happening. There's no Asian on Asian crime. These supposed to be the model minorities. You feel me? I could have sworn that's what they called them, but they just did 2 mass shootings this year. This is just one of them. It was another Asian dude did a mass shooting too.
10 people were killed and 10 others wounded when Tran opened fire at the Star Ballroom Dance Studio, a venue popular with older patrons of Asian descent, then drove off. One of the victims, hospitalized in critical condition, died of his wounds on Monday. Monterey Park Police Chief Scott Wise told reporters.
Yep. It's their culture, man. It's the heathens culture. This ain't blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians cultures, man. We the same people that met Christopher Columbus with open arms, taught them how to live on the land. They came back and killed and raped us. The Trail of Tears forced us to the middle of the country crying. That's why they call it the Trail of Tears. It's not a metaphor. They were literally crying on the way there. Hence the name Trail of Tears. Came through Kentucky and everything. Where we at right now?
All of the dead, 6 women, 5 men, were in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, the coroner's office said. Even as LA area police worked through a second full day of the investigation.
Now I thought LAPD was like a gang. I thought they loved it, beating up people and throwing people on the ground. You feel me? Why I don't hear no reports about this dude getting beat up? Or thrown, beat up in the prison cell, black eye, mugshot. You don't hear this. You feel me? That stuff only happened to us, man. These people can do a whole mass shooting and go to prison like nothing happened. You feel me? We can't even get pulled over with a tail light out. You feel me? And not get beat up by the police.
7 people were reported slain in a separate mass shooting in Northern California coastal town of Half Moon May on Monday.
Like I said, this is not the only one that happened. It was a whole nother one that happened.
In another incident, 1 person died and 7 were injured in Oakland, near San Francisco, in a shooting between several individuals, Oakland Police Department reported.
That's what I'm saying. This is the heathens cultures, man. They ain't got no compassion on their own people. So how the hell we think they're going to have compassion on us?
At a news briefing on Monday, Hilda Salas, a member of the LA County Board of Supervisors, called Saturday's Montgomery Park gun violence the deadliest mass shooting on record in LA County, the most populous in the United States and home to 10 million residents.
Now, mind you, LA County is the home of the Bloods and the Crips. The home of the Bloods and the Crips. You feel me? Pyru Blood gang member. You feel me? Rolling 60s. The people that's been demonized as the most, you feel me, evilest, sadistic people in America. That's what LA County is. But they say this was the most violent mass shooting.
About 20 minutes after the attack, Tram bars into a second dance club, the Lele Ballroom and Studio, when the neighboring community of Alhambra, where an employee wrestled away the intruder's semi-automatic assault-style pistol before any shots could be fired.
Oh yeah, somebody saved him. Some Asian dude stepped up to stop the second mass shooting. That's what's up. That's what should have happened. But the thing about it is, this is their culture. This is the heathens' culture, man, and we have took on their spirit. This is not how we was. We was a nice, peaceable people. We had little problems with each other, but we was not like doing mass murders and stuff. You feel me? Like, we gotta get away from the heathen spirit, man. This their culture, man.
LA County Sheriff Robert Luna credited Brandon Stay, the operator of the family-owned club, as a hero for single-handedly disarming the gunman and preventing further bloodshed.
Yeah, he was a hero, but the point is, it should have never happened. Should have never happened, but that's their culture. That's what they do.
That moment, it was primal instinct, Tay recounted in a New York Times interview, saying that the gunman fled the scene after a 90-second struggle. Something happened here. I don't know what came over him. Tran was not seen again until Sunday morning, when he had shot himself behind the wheel of his own van, found parked in the city of Torrance, south of LA, as police surrounded his vehicle.
Coward. These people is cowards, man. Why you think we the best at every sports? I know y'all always say, well, we always bring up sports. That's because that's the biggest thing going on. They make billions of dollars a year. And why you think we the best at these billions of dollars being made? Because we the real warriors. They is cowards, man. These heathens are cowards. That's why he shot himself. Because he ain't even man enough to prison, at least. He ain't even man enough to say, you know what I did, man, and I was wrong, and I'm going to go ahead and face it like a man. Killed himself. Because they cowards. No warriors.
Luna said investigators assisted by the FBI and the U.S. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives have recovered 42 spent shell cases and a large capacity ammunition magazine from the Star Studio.
So I say this the heathens coaches, man. The heathens was the first people to ever do a drive-by. It wasn't black people. They got you thinking it was the Crips and the Bloods. They got you thinking from that movie Colors, it was the Crips and the Bloods, the first drive-by ever done in America. It was the Italian mob. It was white people that was doing drive-bys, walk-ups, all these mass murders and stuff, man. We learning this stuff from them.
He said the search of the suspect's mobile home in the gated senior living community in the town of Hemet, 80 miles east of LA, turned up a rifle, various electronic devices and items that led us to believe the suspect was manufacturing homemade weapon silencers.
Damn. It's a lock here. How do you get away with that? That's what I'm saying. We can't even get, man, look, man. Black man, you is not no criminal. That's all I'm gonna say. Black man, Hispanic man, you is not no criminal. You feel me? You sell a couple bags of weed, couple ounces of coke, and you going to jail. What did you say was happening? Because I didn't even catch that. Y'all don't think y'all caught that.
Salaki, that led us to believe the suspect was manufacturing homemade weapon silencers.
He was making homemade weapon silencers. And ain't nobody even know it. And you ain't even know it. You know why? Because they you know why they ain't know it? Because they racial profiling a black homeless man walking down the street begging for change. They watching him while the Chinese dude is making homemade silencers. But you watching a black man pull up at the corner store begging for change, selling loose cigarettes. You ready to choke him out like Eric Garner. You watching Trayvon Martin. Trayvon, that's his name, Trayvon Martin, right? Trayvon Martin. My bad. It's been so long, I didn't forgot his name. There's so many other people that died in between that. But yeah, Trayvon Martin walking through the hood with a hoodie on. You feel me? You kill him. But the whole time it's a white dude in that same house molesting kids. Got a whole damn fucking coat. You feel me? Going on your block and you ain't even know it. Because you watching Trayvon Martin with his hoodie. And this Chinese dude making homemade silencers and you ain't even know it.
Police also seized hundreds of rounds of ammunition from the dwelling and a handgun was recovered.
That's fucked up. Salaki. That is messed up. I'm still tripping off the homemade silencers. I'm telling you, that's the end of the article. It's gonna go into more detail about what's going on. But I'm tripping about how he was making homemade silencers and ain't nobody know it. That's because y'all still looking for the Crips and the Bloods. Y'all out there in LA County trying to see what they doing when it's a whole it's a lock. Yeah, these was on the ankle. I was watching the Crips and the Bloods in LA County. It's a Chinese dude making homemade silencers, finna start killing all y'all citizens. So you can drop let's go to the officers in Memphis. I know a lot of people have heard about this, but this just compare and contrast. That's what I like to do. Compare and contrast. Because people be thinking we crazy. Like we just don't know what the hell we be talking about.
Officials, 5 officers in Memphis fired following investigation into arrest death of a man.
Come on, man. We done took on Esau's spirit. Look at these niggas, man. 5 brothers. Fired, probably about to go into jail to death of another brother because you want to take on the spirit of the heathens. And the spirit of the heathens got you thinking, man, look, I ain't saying to ever go out and commit no crimes or hurt nobody. But why are your own people though? I thought y'all took on this badge, this honor to help out your community. You did. It seemed like you did it to just be able to do what the white people do. You feel me? Do what the Chinese people do. You trying to kill. You feel me? And just be able to get away with it.
Memphis, Tennessee. 5 police officers in Memphis, Tennessee were fired following an internal investigation into an arrest and death of a man earlier this month. And the news release, Memphis Police Department said on Friday following the death of Tyree Nichols and a review of the circumstances surrounding the event incident, the department decided to fire 5 of its officers.
Said they violated multiple policies. I probably went too far.
Memphis Police Department said that it was determined that the officers have violated multiple policies.
Right, that's what I was looking at. I'm looking at that like, damn.
That the department has, which include excessive use of force, duty to intervene, and duty to render aid.
Right, and the reason why this happens all the time. They getting charged with this because of their skin complexion, because they black men. The white police officers do this all the time, and they don't even do nothing about it. They come up with all type of reasons why it was okay, but because they black and they thought they was gonna get away with what the white people do, look what happened. They got fired, and they probably gonna be all arrested for murder. They're gonna make an example out of them. The white police officers, oh no, slap on the wrist, get up out of here. Them black cops, these ones right here in this picture, they finna make an example out of them. That's all they was waiting on.
Memphis Police Department said the officers were fired earlier in the day on Friday. They were identified as Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Emmett Martin III, Desmond Mills Jr., and Justin Smith.
Man, the blackest name, and they got the blackest names. So lock it.
Smith and Martin were hired in March of 2018. Mills was hired in March 2017. Bean and Haley were both hired August 2020.
Real short careers as a police officer. Because y'all want to be like the so-called white man and beat up and kill your brother. And not have compassion on him for whatever he's going through, whatever poverty. He going through stuff just like you going through stuff. You feel me? You didn't got into it with your girl this morning. That don't give you the right to go out and beat up a brother. Beat him half to death. Because you got problems going on at home or your paycheck short or whatever. That don't give you cause to, feel me, to enact danger. You feel me? That ain't what you're supposed to do. And you're supposed to be a civil servant at that. It ain't like you just a civilian. You got the opportunity where you can literally take your gun and use it.
According to the Associated Press, all 5 officers were involved in the arrest of Nichols, 29th on January 7th.
Mm-hmm.
All 5 officers who were fired and Nichols were all black.
And who? And Nichols. And Nichols was black. All 5 officers. And you see how, why did they even have to point that out? Why did that even matter? Why did they race matter? Because race matters. It's the only card. The race card is the only card in the deck of life. Captain Kahan say that. That's his slang. I don't want to say it like it's mine. That's Captain Kahan saying, and it's one west to the dirt. You feel me? The race card is the only card in the deck of life. You feel me?
Nichols was pulled over.
Right, hold on, wait. ISUPK saying something heavy. He say they fired with no paid leave. That ain't usually how it go. Usually they fire them and they get paid. They get paid until the investigation is over. Then they stop the payment and the charges get brought. You feel me? That's crazy. That's being black. Being black, trying to take on Esau's culture.
Nichols was pulled over by officers for reckless driving, police said. According to WHBQ, officers claimed that Nichols ran, leading to multiple confrontations between the officers and Nichols. He was eventually arrested and officers showed use of force.
Right. See, but this the thing though. Him running, reckless driving, ain't none of that stuff no death penalty. That's not a death. You know what's a death penalty in America? And only in certain states? Capital murder, kidnapping. You feel me? Stuff like that. You have to do real serious crimes for it to be a death penalty offense. And they're not the person that chooses that. That's the judge's decision in America. They don't get to pick that, man. But they taking on the Esau's culture. And that's what happens.
Following the confrontations, Nichols reportedly
I used to walk whatever you got is whatever. But yeah, though, that's the thing. That's what happens when you take on Esau's culture. You start doing the stuff he do. But when you don't get away with it, and you wondering why. Just like the drugs. You feel me? He sold drugs, got away with it. We sell drugs, 50 years in prison. That simple. He get away with it, we don't.
Following the confrontations, Nichols reportedly complained of shortness of breath. Memphis Police Department said, according to WHBQ, Nichols was taken to the hospital where he died on January 10th. The Memphis Police Department is committed to protecting and defending the rights of every citizen in our city. The egregious nature of the incident is not a reflection of the good work that our officers perform with integrity every day. Memphis Police Department Chief Sherilyn C.J. Davis said in the news release. A civil rights investigator has been reportedly opened by the United States Justice Department.
How do you have civil rights investigation on black police killing a black man? What a tangled web we weave. That's all I'm gonna say. What a tangled web we weave. You want to be like the so-called white man, the same person where civil rights was even started for the injustice of. The injustice of black people is what civil rights was started for. Now civil rights investigations is being used against black cops, killing black people. Come on, man. We got to do better, man. We got to do better, man. And all 6 of these lives have been thrown away. All 6 of them. Thrown away. 5 black police officers and a black man for reckless driving. So like, we could drop that. All right, let's go to the woman who threatened to reveal affair to man.
Come, sir. Woman who threatened to reveal affair to man's wife found dead.
Right. That's why I say this is a brotherhood class, man. Every Tuesday, 7 to 9 o'clock, ISUPK, Kentucky, man. A woman who threatened to reveal affair to man's wife found dead. Found dead. Lack of compassion. Lack of compassion. How are we going to build a nation? We're going to destroy the nation without having compassion. You go ahead.
In a shocking turn of events, authorities
and if I may, Salaki, if I may, this woman, they at first, this is why I say, you know, this is so heavy because the story finally came out. This woman was missing for a minute, I think like a week or two, and they didn't know where she was at. They didn't know what happened. You feel me? They didn't know nothing. Like she was a good woman, who out the band, like she wasn't in no gang stuff or nothing like that. So like, man, how she come up missing? Like, what happened the whole time? This what happened? She was having an affair with another woman's husband, and she threatened to tell, and he killed her. But the thing about it is, though, it's not unlawful for a man to have another woman. So him not knowing that, of course, so he want to hide it and be like the Christians and have, affairs is what they call it and stuff like that. But not having compassion at the end of the day. Feel me? Not having compassion, all type of stuff can happen.
In the shocking turn of events, authorities have made a gruesome discovery in a field near the Texas home of a man who was arrested last week in connection with the disappearance of a woman. The missing woman's body.
He's talking about, I bet that man a Christian. Hell yeah, you know he a Christian, even if he don't go to church. He definitely a Christian. So like it. He said it sounded like that Joy Morgan situation. Ooh wee. You better start. Hey, that's heavy. You better start telling these women, man, you got another woman, man. You feel me? You married, whatever. But I could be married to more than one. Something. Just say something. I can guarantee you it came up eventually and he lied about it. Plenty times it came up. Now you ain't gotta meet a woman and blurt out, hey, I got 5 wives. You feel me? You ain't gotta blurt out, oh yeah, I got 5 wives, I got 20 children. But when the conversation arises, and it will arise, you're gonna have to tell the truth. And I'm 9 times 10 he didn't. He lied. He lied and said he was single. Single for the night. That's what he was. Go ahead.
The missing woman's body, who had threatened to reveal the suspect's wife that he was dating her, was found wrapped in plastic and dumped in the field.
Right. He could have took that to the chin. He could have just been like, all right, well, tell that bitch. Fucking something. It's a lot. Chicago be coming out of me a little bit sometimes. But yeah, though, I would have said, tell her. Shit. Matter of fact, I'll tell her. Shit. Matter of fact, she already know. Like, it's so many ways around killing the woman. Like, you ain't have to kill her. You tell her. I'll tell her. She already knows. It's all type of different comparisons. Like, come on, man. Like, damn, you didn't have to kill her.
The remains were discovered on Wednesday evening in Grand Prairie, Texas, and have yet to be identified. The medical examiner's office will conduct further examinations to identify the body. The man, Ocaster Ferguson, 32, was arrested on Saturday on a kidnapping charge.
She shouldn't have trust no nigga named Ocaster anyway. So like, yeah. Now here I go. Here I go acting light skin. So hell no. Hell no. All right, so y'all say, tell that bitch. I guess I did a multiple choice. He say, tell that bitch. Hell no. So like all of the above, right? John the Don. You gotta watch battle rap to get that. Hell no. He told me you got jokes. Like, nigga, stop commenting. You the one apping it up. You know how this go. Crowd spend night. Tune in every Wednesday, 9 o'clock. You apping it up. Hell no. Hell no, my nigga. You go ahead.
Was arrested on Saturday on a kidnapping charge in relation to the disappearance of Kayla Kelly, 33.
Now wait, is that the same girl? That ain't the same girl. I guess that's her name. Okay, they saying her name. I showed over and say, damn, this nigga wild as hell.
Her car was found burned in a remote area of the Dallas suburb Frisco on January 12th, the day after she was reported missing.
Damn. Frisco.
According to an arrest affidavit, her aunt and co-worker said they had not heard from her in several days. However, the horrifying truth was that the missing woman had been brutally murdered by the suspect, and her body was dumped in a field near his home.
Yeah, usually when, you ain't hear from that job, ain't heard from, nobody heard from him, and it's been some weeks. I mean, it's sad to say it, but yeah, they did. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. They did what they is somewhere in Albania being sex trafficked. And I read this story a week ago or something, and it just was some of the woman that was missing. It didn't say all this. That's why it was heavy to bring it out. You feel me? Because it's just another case of no compassion. You feel me? He didn't have to kill this sister, man. Women do all kind of stuff, man. You feel me? There ain't no death penalty offense though. Some of the stuff women be doing. The only thing women do that's a death penalty offense, and this is Christ's words. A black man ain't Jesus Christ's own words. If she commit adultery. Besides that, ain't nothing a woman can do to you as a death penalty offense, man. Now, I ain't saying let a woman beat you up and stab you or nothing like that, but you get what I mean. You feel me? Unless she's having sex with another man, ain't nothing she do worth her dying for. You feel me? So if she threatening to tell your woman, that's your bitch ass fault. Cause you a hoe ass, you a hoe out here. Ain't that what they say? You a hoe out here because you ain't tell her you had another woman, and you ain't tell your other woman that this is the lifestyle you live. This is the type of lifestyle you live dealing with other women. So now you a coward and you gonna kill the woman and wrap her up in plastic. Man, you was a fool. Now you finna do 40 years, no, not 40 years, in Texas. He might get a death penalty. I think that's capital murder. Kidnapping and murder. I think, I think he might get the death penalty. Hell yeah, if he convicted. But instead, you could have just told both of them, hey, I love both of y'all. You feel me? She could have been like, she could have really told your woman, and your woman would have been like, okay, you don't know. You will never know. The woman might have been like, okay, this is my man for life, though. He messing with you. That's cool. I ain't tripping. I ain't never leaving him. He could have went like that. But instead, he's so scary and such a coward, he killed a woman. Like, come on, man, stop it, man. Get out of here.
Ferguson remains in jail where records show he is also being held on an arson charge.
Oh, snap.
Jail records do not list an attorney for him.
Yeah, attorney ain't gonna help him no way. It's just gonna be a waste of money. You might well put that money on your commissary. I ain't gonna lie to you. When you do some stuff like this, don't even get a lawyer, man. You done for. Ain't that lawyer ain't gonna be able to do nothing for you, man. You not getting out of jail. You ain't getting out of jail, man. It's over with. They got enough evidence. Look at all the stuff they saying. They got enough evidence, man. You is gone. You might well get a public defender and put all that money on your commissary. Put your feet up. You fucked up.
The suspect had told investigators he had met Kelly online and they began dating over the summer.
Not Facebook dating. See, that face. I hope it ain't Facebook dating, man. Damn.
He stated he had used a fake name with her, and she would eventually figure out his real name, and that he was married, according to the affidavit.
Yeah, he all out of order. He all out of order. It's unmasculine. This is a real feminine thing going on.
However, the investigation revealed that in conversations on Ferguson's phone, Kelly had told him she'll reveal the affair to his wife if he did not answer her.
Damn. Well, they definitely could pull up all them. You could delete the message all you want. If the feds get to your phone company, they could pull up every message you ever sent back to 2001. If the feds want to, but it might not be that serious. But this is serious.
Additionally, investigators found that a vehicle Ferguson's wife had reported stolen was near Kelly's home in Collin County, north of Dallas, with gloves, duct tape, and a blanket inside, as per the affidavit. The shocking discovery has left the community in shock and mourning for the victim.
That's rough, man. It's rough. This brother killed this woman because he was too much of a coward to tell her he had another woman. Wouldn't it be better to just risk losing all of them? Being put on child support? All that would be better than going to jail and facing a death penalty. At least you could get more ribs. It seems like that's what he liked to do. It seems like that's what he liked to do. You could get you some more ribs. Nigga, damn, why would you kill her? Damn. You could drop that. Let's go to that last article. Team 14. This in Louisville. This is close to home.
Team 14 charged with murder after a hit and run in West Louisville that killed 18-year-old.
Now West Louisville, that's they call it the West End. It's the predominantly black area in Louisville, Kentucky.
Police have arrested a 14-year-old boy in connection with the fatal hit and crash in West Louisville last week. According to Aaron Ellis, a spokesperson for the Louisville Metro Police Department, police arrested the teen for murder of the 18-year-old Santana Willie Holland. The name of the suspect has not been released as juvenile records are sealed, but he's charged with murder, leaving the scene of an accident or failure to render aid, theft by unlawfully taking of an automobile worth more than $10,000 and driving without an operator's license.
I don't know why we think we can do what Esau do. This would have not. If this would have happened to a little white kid, they would have given him joyriding and manslaughter, straight like that. He would have got joyriding and manslaughter. But because he's black, he charged him with murder, failure to render aid, unlawful taking of an automobile, operating without a license. Man, that's petty. But because he's black, this is what he get. You feel me? That's why I say we can't be like Esau, man. We be like Esau, this type of stuff gonna happen to us, man.
The crash took place on Wednesday, January 18th at about 8:15 a.m. at the intersection of Lewis Coleman Drive and Dunsmore, according to a news release from Louisville Metro Police. Witnesses told LMPD investigators a vehicle headed northbound on Lewis Coleman Drive crossed into the southbound lanes and drove onto the sidewalk.
Good night. That little nigga was crazy. So that little nigga was crazy. He ain't give a fuck about nothing. That's why I say lack of compassion. He ain't give a fuck about nothing. He could have killed his own family members. He ain't paying attention. He just trying to get away.
On the west end of the street and struck an adult female. All of a sudden, I heard a screech and a crash, and when I looked out the window, I saw the car through the telephone pole. And when I looked up, there she was in the yard. A neighbor told WDRB News. The Jefferson County Coroner's Office identified the victim as Holland. Multiple neighbors said EMS performed CPR for quite some time before taking her to the hospital where she died. Security footage from a nearby home shows the car colliding with Holland.
Damn, they got security footage and everything, man. But yeah, though, you could drop that. The whole point of this article was, first of all, because it happened here where we had in Louisville, Kentucky. This little young brother stole a car, trying to get away. Instead of hopping out the car, you feel that? A lot of people raised without their fathers too. I can smell it. I'm really starting to smell a lot of people being raised without their fathers. Man, he could have hopped out the car and threw his hands up like, man, yeah, I did it, man. I stole a car, go out the bound, 14 years old, man. You feel me? It is what it is. Man, this little nigga running over people trying to get away, all type of reckless stuff, man. Emotional stuff, man. Killed the woman. And he might get juvenile life. Or they might charge him as an adult. We don't know. It just happened. But all I'm saying is we got to get out of Esau's spirit with that lack of compassion. You feel me? So let's drop that. Let's go into the scriptures. Let me get Ephesians 4:25.
Come on. The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 25.
It's like I said 4. That's a lie. And my nigga.
Chapter 4, verse 25.
Give him an head. So like, yeah. Hell no. Hell no. I've been saying that shit for so long. When I say it, people be like, 4, nigga, what the fuck you from? Talking about 4.
Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor.
Right.
For we are members of one another.
Right. We members of one another, man. Put away lying, man. Tell the truth. The truth will set you free. Tell the truth. When it's talking about your neighbors, it's talking about your brothers and sisters. It's not talking about the people next door. I got white people live next door. I got Hawaiians. All type of people live next door. That's not what it's talking about. It's talking about your brothers and your sisters, man. If this brother would have just told the truth, said he had another woman, he wouldn't be in the position he in. He's facing kidnapping and capital murder charges, death penalty offenses in Texas. Come on, man. Stop it, man. The Most High, it did not put this in a book for us for nothing. Speak every man truth. Just tell the truth. It's just, man, y'all don't understand what the truth do. Y'all just don't get it. We're going all the way to 32.
Verse 26. Be angry and sin not.
Be angry and sin not. You could be mad at things. There's nothing wrong with being mad at nothing. But why do you gotta sin? You feel me? Why do you gotta sin too? To add two wrongs to it now. Now you gotta add two wrongs to it. You feel me? Now you're gonna be like the brother facing capital murder. You feel me? Be angry and sin not. Don't take on Esau's spirit. That's what he do. He be angry and he act on it. You feel me? He sold his birthright for a piece of meat. You gonna be like him? You're going to be like him. God picked him to rule the planet because he was the firstborn son. And he gave up his birthright for a piece of meat. You're going to be like him, man. Be angry and sin not. You can be mad. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But sin not, because sin is the action of you being mad. You go ahead.
Let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
Right, man. And that's that. And then how that happens is this. Whatever problem you have to address it. Don't go to sleep knowing you got a problem with something and you ain't address it. Now it's going to be bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where you might could start something that you can't finish.
Verse 27. Neither give place to the devil.
Right. Neither give place to the devil. Don't let Satan in. The devil is the deceiver. The so-called white man is the devil. His tools is to get you to sin, to be angry and sin, so he can lock your ass up like he did that little boy. You feel me? Running over people, trying to get away. You feel me? That's his whole tactic, is to either kill you or lock you up. And that's what being angry and sinning is going to cause. Be angry. There ain't nothing new under the sun. We going through the same stuff we was going through in Rome, Greece, and Egypt. Being angry and sinning.
Verse 28, let him that stole steal no more.
Right.
But rather let him labor, working with his hands the thing which is good, that he may have to give to him that needeth.
Right, man. That's the whole point, man. Giving. Everybody always worried about taking. You feel me? What about giving? We trying to build a nation. The so-called white man is built a nation off taking. You feel me? Off taking, credit, debt, interest. We ain't about none of that. You feel me? Our nation is about giving so our people can grow and not be more poor.
Verse 29, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth.
Right, man. Don't let no corrupt communication come out of your mouth, man. That's slick talking, you feel me? That's talking bad about somebody, you feel me? You're not supposed to do that because it's going to get worse. You start doing that, then other people going to start thinking what you think. They just going to assume what you saying is true. You feel me? Now you just putting a whole stain on somebody.
But that which is good to the use of edifying.
Right. Don't let none but good stuff come out your mouth. Anything bad that come out your mouth, you should be going directly to the person. You feel me? Only thing good stuff should be coming out your mouth. You feel me? To use of edifying.
That it may minister grace unto the hearers.
Right. That's the edifying part. Minister grace unto the hearers, man. That's all we supposed to be doing. All this stuff we doing right now, we learned from Esau. Feel me? All this talking behind people back and all that stuff like that. That's Esau, man. That's what he do.
Verse 30. And grieve not the Holy Spirit of God, whereby ye are sealed unto the day of redemption.
Go ahead.
Verse 31. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice.
Right. That's what we're going to have to start doing. You feel me? This is our book. You feel me? This is our culture. These are our laws and commandments, man. You're gonna have to just put that stuff away. You're gonna have to just figure out somewhere to put it. The bitterness, the wrath, the anger. You feel me? The evil speaking. You're gonna have to just figure out somewhere to put it and do away with it. If you want a nation to grow. You don't want your nation to grow, then do whatever you gotta do. Be like Esau. Be like the heathens. Go shoot up a church. Go shoot up a dance studio. But if you want your nation to grow, you're gonna have to put all that stuff away. Go ahead.
Verse 32. And be ye kind to one another.
Be ye kind to one another. How you gonna do that? By forgiving and forgetting. You feel me? By forgiving and forgetting. You got a problem? Just go talk to them. Might not be that big of a deal. We trying to grow a nation. You feel me? This is a brotherhood class. Feel me? Be kind to one another. Always trying to be slick and say some dumb shit, man. That's worldly shit. You feel me? That stuff people do in the world. That's what the heathens do. We ain't doing none of that. You feel me? We trying to fix our nation.
Tenderhearted.
Right. Always ready, to be like on the forgiving end. You feel me? You ain't always like, man, fuck that, man. No, he tripping. You always ready to make an excuse. You feel me? To defend them. You feel me? For whatever happened that made it like it made you like, I ain't feeling what he did or this or that. But now I kind of see the bigger picture. That's tenderhearted. You feel me? When you like, I see what he probably did it because of that. Yeah, that's what's up. I ain't tripping. We good.
Forgiving one another.
Mm-hmm.
Even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you.
Right. That's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to start remember that Christ died on the cross for our sins that we committed. Not for the stuff we doing after. He died for the stuff before you knew better. You feel me? So you still standing and walking, you better thank him. And you better stop. You feel me? Whatever evil stuff you doing, you better stop it, man. We ain't that type of people. We learn how to be like this from you, man. This is us. These scriptures we just read, that's blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians all day. All this evil and malicious stuff, we got that from Esau, being in slavery under him for 400 years, man. So you could drop that. Let's go to Mark 6:33.
Come. The book of Mark, chapter 6, verse 33. And the people saw them departing, and many knew him, and ran afoot thither out of all the cities, and outwent them, and came together unto him.
Right. Now this is that story where he fed the 5,000 people with the I think 5 loaves, 2 breads, 5 fishes, something like that. It wasn't a lot of food and bread. But of course, Christ, do miracles. He fed all of them with 5,000 people with a small amount of food. We're going all the way to 34.
Okay. Verse 34. And Yahushua, when he came out, saw much people.
Right. Saw the 5,000 people that wanted the truth, wanted to know what's about the future, the kingdom, and what we got to do to get it.
And was moved with compassion toward them.
Mm-hmm.
But they were as sheep, not having a shepherd.
Right. That's what Christ saw. When he saw all those Israelites coming down, them 5,000 people coming to him, he seen sheep not having a shepherd. Have you ever seen sheep? Go look at sheep. Just YouTube it. Just type in sheep on a farm, and you will see, man, that is an innocent animal that don't mean no harm, and that's black people. We are an innocent group of people that don't mean no harm, but not having a shepherd will lead us down a path of destruction, man. Go ahead.
And he began to teach them many things.
Yes, because he wanted to be their shepherd. He wanted to be their leader and teach them, man, how to serve God, how to get God on their side. So they will stop being eaten by these wolves. You feel me? Stop being eaten by these wolves. Christ had the compassion, you feel me? And that compassion he had on us is the same we got to start having on each other. Otherwise, we don't really know Christ. You feel me? Christ is a black man, and we don't really know him if we acting like Esau. Esau is who we know. You can drop that. Let's go to Galatians 6:1.
Galatians 6:1. The book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness.
Right, humbleness.
Considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted.
Right, give him the benefit of the doubt. Give him the benefit of the doubt, because the same thing can happen to you. Consider thyself, lest thou also be tempted. You feel me? Give him the benefit of the doubt, because the same thing can happen to you. If a man be overtaken in fault, which ye which are spiritual, restore such in one in the spirit of humbleness. It say meekness, but that just means humbleness. You feel me? Give him the benefit of the doubt, man, because the same thing can happen to you. We're going all over verse 8.
Come on. Verse 2. Bear ye one another's burdens.
Right, bear ye one another's burdens. You feel me? Because you don't know what a man got going through. You feel me? So you're going to have to take on the burdens that you see him going through to help him. Because the same thing can happen to you.
And so fulfill the law of Christ.
Right, which is brotherhood. Christ came back to show us brotherhood, to show us the spirit behind the law.
Verse 3. For if a man think himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself.
He deceiveth himself. Jim Hyman said it yesterday. The school will be better without you. It'll get greater without you. If a man think himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. We all sin against the Most High. We all supposed to be dead. If it wasn't for Christ, we would be. Think about what happened with Moses. The Most High wanted to kill all the Israelites and just keep Moses and Aaron's children and make a new nation. Because we is nothing, man. And if you think you something, you deceive yourself. And it's just going to be a matter of time before it get exposed.
Verse 4. But let every man prove his own work. And then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone.
Right. Go ahead.
And not in another.
Right. Let every man prove his own work. You feel me? And then and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone. You feel me? Once you prove your work, then you can be like, yeah, man, I did that. You feel me? Yeah, man, I did that. But of course, guess what you doing to that? Alone. You ain't all in everybody's face like, yeah, I'm that nigga. Nah, hell no. You somewhere in the house by yourself. Like, damn, that was cold. I'm saying Christ. We got that shit together. Go ahead.
Verse 5. For every man shall bear his own burden.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. Let him that is taught in the word communicate unto him that teacheth in all good things.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked.
Right. Be not deceived. God is not mocked, man. You feel me? God is not mocked, man. He know what he doing, man. You can't mock the Most High. He know exactly what he doing.
For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Right. Whatever work you put in, that's what you're going to get out. If it's nothing, you ain't going to get nothing. If it's a lot, you're going to get a lot.
Verse 8. But he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption.
Right. You doing stuff according to what you want. It's going to reap corruption, destruction. All you got to do is look at the Christian church. Look at the fake Israelite groups. Look at everything that was of the flesh, the Black Panthers, the Gangster Disciples, the Vice Lords, the Bloods and the Crips. Look at everything that was started, you feel me, to reap of your flesh. You feel me? You sold it in your flesh. This is what your body told you to do, not what your spirit. Your body will tell you to do anything because all it wants is pleasure. You go ahead.
But he that soweth to the spirit shall of the spirit reap life everlasting.
Right, that's the whole point. Everlasting life. And that's reincarnation. You coming back to your children's children, and you not in poverty, you not in hell, you're not going through all the stuff we've been going through as Black people in America. But we keep coming back going through the same stuff because we don't want to change. You feel me? We don't want to change. We don't want to do what our spirits say. We want to do what our body tell us to do. Stick our rod wherever our body say stick it. Smoke and drink whatever our body say smoke and drink. We got to stop doing that. Otherwise, we ain't gonna have no everlasting life. We're gonna keep coming back into these same situations. Well, now we gotta kill a woman because she finna tell our woman, you feel me, about the truth. Or we gotta run over a sister because I stole a car trying to get away. Feel me? Trying to be like the heathens, man. Heathens is animals, man. Let them be animals, man. Let us be princes. You feel me? Let us be princes and princesses. You feel me? That's what we need to be. But instead, we keep coming back being crackheads and junkies and niggas and spicks, man. That stuff gotta go. That stuff gotta stop. That stuff gotta end, man. So you could drop that. Let's go to 1 John 3 and 10.
1 John, common concert, book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 10. In this, the children of God are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of God, neither he that loveth not his brother.
Right. You don't do what God say to do, you don't love God. And you don't love your brother. You feel me? You don't. That's why you selling crack to his mama. That's why you running over his sister in a stolen car. That's why you killing his sister because she said she gonna tell your wife about you. You feel me? You don't do what God say to do. You don't even love your brother either. You good? We're going all over to 19.
Come. Verse 10. And this the children of God, verse 11. For this is the message that ye heard from the beginning.
This is what we heard from the beginning. It was Adam and Eve, man. We heard this, man. Hey, Salakia, drop that. Hey, I love this truth. Hey, this truth is heavy. You know, Galatians 6 and 1 is not even what I wanted. But it went right with, man, that is crazy. Go to Genesis 6 and 1. Hey, that is heavy, though. You feel me? How the hell did we do that? We wouldn't even... Hey, man, I love this truth, man. The Bible is a river that flows, man. Genesis 6 and 1. Yeah, I said Galatians.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass.
Oh, I'm tripping. We needed Galatians 6 and 1 and Genesis 6 and 1. John 3 is next. My bad, so we did need that. So I was gonna say that's crazy.
So Galatians 6 and 1?
No, we already did it. That's what I'm saying. Now we on Genesis 6 and 1. But I had skipped it and went to John. So that's on me.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them.
Mm-hmm. Right. This talking about this Moses wrote this. You feel me? He went up on that mountain with the Most High. He got them visions of what was happening aforetime. You feel me? And he's saying that, man, the sons of God, the sons of Adam, man, you feel me, was growing prosperous, man. You go ahead.
Verse 2. That the sons of God saw that the daughters of men, that they were fair.
Mm-hmm.
And they took them wives of all which they chose.
Right. They start having sex with all the heathen women. You feel me? All of them. Just like we doing right now.
Verse 3. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man.
Right. Over interracial dating. Because he's seen his children would rather take a heathen woman than their own sister. And that's what's happening right now. Black men, Hispanic, and Native Indian, man, the pictures go viral all the time. All the rich black people with all the white girls and Chinese girls and all that. They'd rather take a heathen woman than their own sister.
For that he also is flesh, yet his days should be 120 years.
Right, he cut our days short. Now, why you see black people, not even just black people period, don't live really past 100. But back in those days, they lived way past 100 years old. But rarely you see a black person, any person really make it to 100 years old, because he cut that short, because he's saying that we more flesh than we are spirit. We do more what our bodies say to do than we do what the spirit says to do, even if we know the truth or not.
Verse 4. And there were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came.
Right. And the giants is talking about men of stature. You feel me? Men that's like powerful. You feel me? That's not talking about no 9-foot creature. That's talking about men that just, they had power, like the New York Giants. They not called the Giants because of giant people. It's just the skyscrapers represent power. You feel me?
When the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown.
Right. So the children from the interracial dating was put over the children of the pure flesh.
Verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth.
Right. So God's saying the interracial dating that was going on, and he say, man, this is evil. This is bad. I did not create y'all. I wanted a pure race. I didn't want no mixture in this. I wanted a pure race. You go ahead.
Verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and he that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Right, because once you start dealing with these heathen women, that's what's gonna happen. You feel me? They're gonna turn your hearts evil because of their customs and what they believe. You feel me? That's exactly how it's gonna happen. You having sex with them, they getting in your head, and you tender got a tender rod. You feel me? You doing whatever they say to do, Salagi. You doing whatever they say to do. You got a tender rod. So now instead of you doing what Adam told you to do, you doing what the damn Chinese, the Japanese, the Assyrians, the Arabs, they doing because of the woman you having sex with. And that's what the Most High seen happening.
Verse 6. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And it grieved him in his heart.
Right. It repented him. He was mad he did. He said, then why the hell I even create y'all? Y'all don't listen. Y'all listen to y'all flesh. And he repented it. Well, he done it, like regretted it. You feel me?
Verse 7. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth.
Right. So I don't know if the Lord just wanted it to be animals and plants, but he was about to kill every single person. Maybe he was just going to start over, but I'm just saying that's what he was about to do. Kill every person. This is not no metaphor or none of that. He was really going to do it. You go ahead.
Both man and beast. And the creeping thing. And the fowls of the air.
Right, because the only way to get rid of all humans on earth, you got to kill the animals and stuff too. You feel me?
So it repented to me that I had made them.
Mm-hmm. He was done with the whole planet off interracial dating. But you going out there to get you a white girl. What Kanye West say, when you get on, you ask for a white girl. When you get on, yeah, and he done it. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. It's biblical. He done talked about it and still done it. Like, that's crazy.
Verse 8. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord.
Right. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. You feel me? So if the Lord forgives, why can't we? With all that being said, the Lord was about to do all this, kill all the people, do all this and that. But because of one man, he found grace. You feel me? And decided to save the planet, save people, mankind, through Noah. Who the hell are we to not want to forgive a brother? You feel me? Or a sister? Who the fuck we is? We ain't supposed to be here. We all supposed to be dead. But because of Noah, the Most High found grace. You feel me? He sent his spirit and said, if I can get people like this, you know what? I'll save the planet. Right now, I only got one. But through Noah, if I can get more people like this, I will save the planet. And through Noah, he ended up choosing Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Walter Bam, be the chosen people of God, they seeds, they children's children. And now we here today, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, the chosen people of God. You feel me? But if we cannot forgive, then how the hell was the Lord able to do it? He's stronger than we is. You feel me? So you could drop that. Now let's go to John, 1 John 3 and 10.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 10. In this, the children of God are manifest, and the children of the devil.
Right.
Whosoever does not righteousness is not of God.
Right.
Neither he that loveth not his brother.
Right. You don't love your brother. If you don't do what God said to do, you don't love your brother. That's how the children of God is manifest and the children of the devil. That's how you know. You feel me? You don't love your brother. Like them police officers that killed their brother, man. The brother riding around in the car killed the sister. You feel me? That's how you know if you of God. You feel me? That's how you know if you of God or if you of the devil.
Verse 11. For this is the message that ye have heard from the beginning.
Right. We heard this from the beginning with Adam and Eve. You feel me? Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel. We heard this from the beginning, man.
That we should love one another.
We should love one another. It's that simple. You want to build a strong nation, you got to love one another. That's first and foremost. If you want to build a strong nation, you got to love one another.
Verse 12. Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one.
Cain was a wicked one. Cain, the spirit of Cain is still in the earth today. It's now in Esau, the so-called white man, who was that wicked one.
And slew his brother.
Cain slew his brother. Just like Esau wanted to slay Jacob. You feel me? When he got finessed out his birthright. He said he's going to kill his brother Jacob once his father died. When Isaac died, he said he's going to kill his brother Jacob. And that's what Esau has been doing since then. He's been killing us. Esau is the so-called white man. We are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the so-called, you feel me, are the Israelites of the Bible. You feel me?
And wherefore slew he him, because his own works were evil, and his brother's righteous.
Right. Cain killed Abel because he was evil, man. The stuff he was doing was evil. What he did, he gave the Most High the worst of the fruits and labor. You feel me? When he supposed to give him the best. You feel me? The best animals, the best sheep, the best fruit. He gave him the worst stuff, man. Abel gave the best, man. You feel me? And he killed his brother for that. You feel me? Because his works was evil and his brothers was righteous. And that's how you know if you of God or if you of the devil. What do your works say?
Verse 13. Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hate you.
Right, don't worry about it. The world hates. Don't worry about if America hates you. The court system, you go into court. Don't worry about if they hate you. The judges. Don't worry. That don't matter. That ain't even what we here for anyway. We here to serve the God. We ain't here to serve no damn judge, no damn court system, or no children. Fuck them too. We ain't here to serve your damn children. They supposed to serve you. You go ahead.
Verse 14. We know that we have passed from death unto life.
Right.
because we love the brethren.
Right, we love the brethren, man. We know we pass from death unto life because we love the brethren. That's the whole point. We here to love our brethren. You feel me? Even if it hurts them when we tell them the truth, it don't matter. That's what we here for. Us telling them the truth is love, man. It is love. Us telling them the truth is love, man. You ain't here to serve nobody but the Most High.
And he that loveth not his own Salakia, and he that loveth not his brother abideth in death.
Right. You don't love your brother, you abideth in death, man. Death is awaiting. You feel me? Death is waiting at your door, man. If you love not your brother, man. You feel me? You about to start something you can't finish. If you don't love your brother, man, death is waiting for you. You go ahead.
Come. Verse 15. Whosoever hated his brother is a murderer.
Right. It's just like you killed him. If you hate your brother, it's as if you killed him, man. It is. If you hate your brother, it's as if you killed him, man.
And you know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him.
Right, man. Ain't no repentance for that, man. So if it ain't no repentance for murder, you think it's a repentance from hating your brother? You got no reason. The scriptures say you can't hate a brother without cause. You got to go to him and him alone. You feel me? And you know that no murderer have eternal life abiding in him. So how can you hate your brother? It's the same thing as murder.
Verse 16. Hereby perceive we the love of God, because he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brother.
Right. And it's when it say the love of God, that's just word meaning power. That's not saying God and Christ is the same thing or nothing like that. God means power or authority. You feel me? So when it's talking about Christ in this context, it's not talking about the Most High. This is talking about Christ in this context. And it say he laid down his life for us, which he did. And we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren, for our brothers. You feel me? Give up our lives for them.
Verse 17. But whoso hath this world's good, and seeth his brother have need, and shutteth up his bowels of compassion for him, how dwelleth the love of God in him?
Mm-hmm. It don't. It's a rhetorical question. You have the world's goods. You feel me? You prospering off the world. Ain't no brotherhood dwelling in you, man. Ain't no love of God dwelling in you. Because you got the world's goods, man. You a police officer, beating down brothers. You a drug dealer, selling crack to your mama. You feel me? You ain't no compassion. Ain't no love of God in you, man. Ain't no love of God in you. How you love your kids, man? You don't even love your brother. You feel me? A lot of people are just parents based off having sex. You ain't really a parent. You just going with the flow. You really don't even want to be a parent, man. Just going with the flow because you had sex. Because how can you be a good parent when there's no brotherhood or sisterhood in you?
Verse 18. My little children, let us not love in word.
Let us not love in word, man. Because love is an action. You can say love, love, love all the time. Love is an action. You can't just say you love. Go ahead.
Neither in tongue.
All right, I just spoke that up. Neither in tongue.
But in deed and in truth.
And it's talking about works. You feel me? Love is an action. Hate is an action. You have to show it. You can't just say it, man. You can't just say it, man. It's about what you do, not what you meant to do. You feel me? So yeah, we could drop that. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 3:21.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 21. Seek not out things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength.
Oh, so like I just got there a little bit. You say, go ahead, read that one more time.
Come, sir. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 21. Seek not out things that are too hard for thee.
Mm-hmm.
Neither search the things that are above their strength.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to do that. You definitely want to do that. That's overthinking. You start overthinking, that's Satan talking to you, man. You seeking out things that's too hard for thee. It's Satan. You trying to find little stuff inside of stuff. You ain't nothing there. It's nothing there. And you trying to find stuff there. That's Satan trying to get you to destroy the brotherhood, destroy whatever, you feel me? Whatever you got going on with your marriage, with your children. That's definitely Satan doing that. You got to know when Satan is there. And another way you know Satan there is this scripture right here. When you're seeking out things that are too hard for thee. And that's why the scripture say, neither search the things that are above thy strength. If it's above your pay grade, and you trying to find out, you're going to mess up. You definitely will.
Verse 22. But what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence, for it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret.
Right. A lot of stuff just ain't meant for you to see. It's just that simple. It ain't for you. You feel me? But you can make it for you, and guess what you're going to end up doing? Seeing something that wasn't even there. And now you got all these type of different thoughts about something that was not even there, which is what a lot of black people do. These scriptures what we're finna bring out, this is just about overthinking. It ain't a big deal. But overthinking is Satan talking to you for sure. You good with it.
Come. Verse 23. Be not curious in unnecessary matters.
Right. Be not curious. What are you doing? Are you trying to start something? Do you want to be some type of beef or wrath? Or have some type of stigma on a sister or a brother on your children or whatever? We trying to build a nation, man. Lack of compassion is how you destroy a nation. This is not having compassion. You curious in unnecessary matters? That's black people for you all day. Blacks, especially Native Indians. That's us all day. Always worried about stuff that they don't even matter. What are you doing?
For more things are showed unto thee than men understand.
Mm-hmm. Go all the way to 24.
Come, sir. Verse 24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion.
Right, and that's because that's Satan talking to you. You have your own vain opinion because you overthinking. That's because Satan won inside of your brain and got you to be like, you going against something that you ain't supposed to go against. You're making decisions about something you really weren't even supposed to have an opinion on. But that's Satan. He talking to you, telling you stuff. That's what Satan do. He work inside of your brain. Satan is not a spirit you see in the middle of the night when you wake up, like, damn, what that was. That ain't Satan. Satan is Satan. I be so animated. Satan is inside of your brain. He's the one talking to you with that vain opinion you have that ain't spiritual, ain't biblical. You feel me? Straight like that.
And the evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment.
Evil suspicion has overthrown that evil suspicion, that's Satan. He's overthrown your judgment. You feel me? You ain't even have a reason to think. None of this stuff you thinking is there now because Satan is inside of your brain. He overthrew your judgment. Feel me? Evil suspicion overthrew your judgment. That's Satan. Evil suspicion, that's talking about Satan. And that's another reason why we can't grow as Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, because we let Satan inside our brain make assumptions and all type of stuff like that. Stuff that ain't even true. We ain't even supposed to be thinking about. You could drop. Let's go to Proverbs 27:1.
Come. The book of Proverbs, chapter 27, verse 1. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth.
Right. It's boast. Hold on, wait. Hold on, we got some comments. I can too. Oh, that's the bar. He say, you don't love your kids, how you gonna love your brother? Yeah, that's heavy. Most I ain't crying. You gonna love your brother, you don't love your kid. That's what I'm saying. All that stuff coexists with each other. You feel me? You can't say you love your kids, but don't love your brother. That's your brother. You feel me? Your son is your brother. Your daughter is your sister in a sense of future tense. You feel me? So how can you love them? You feel me? If you don't even love your brother standing next to you or sister standing next to you, that's heavy. You go ahead, Salaki. You start from the top.
Conquest. The book of Proverbs, chapter 27, verse 1. Boast not thyself of tomorrow.
Right, yeah. You don't want to praise nothing, man. You don't want to brag about nothing. Don't do that, man. We don't know what's coming, man. The whole Christ can come back tomorrow and burn this whole place down.
But thou knowest not what a day may bring.
Right, you don't know what a day might bring, man. You feel me? This is just talking about being humble. You feel me? You don't want to praise yourself, man. You feel me? You could be the one next. You feel me? In that bad situation that you bragging about. You feel me? About what somebody else going through. But boast not thyself of tomorrow. Don't ever speak on tomorrow. Don't ever brag about tomorrow. We finna do this. Tomorrow we finna do that. Hey man, I just met this new chick, man. She bad as hell. Ooh. And you look up, she ain't texting you back. You feel me? You don't want to brag about none that ain't happened yet. You feel me? We're going to 22.
22. Verse 2. Let another man praise thee.
Right, let another man praise. That's what you want to do. You want somebody else to brag about your good works. You don't ever want to speak on it. What you do, you speak on the brother good works. How good he is, how good she is, what she do. That's what you want to brag about. But you don't ever want to brag about what you do. You let another person praise you of the good things you do.
And not thine own mouth.
Not thine own mouth. You don't ever want to do that. Don't ever do that. Don't ever fall victim to that. Because your flesh wants you to. Your skin wants you to brag about how good you is at this and at that. You don't ever want to do that. Let somebody else do that. They even do it in the sports world. They got commentators that brag about LeBron James, brag about Stephen Curry and how they good at this and good at that, how many jumpers, how many points they got. That's just how it's supposed to go. You let somebody else brag about what you do.
A stranger and not thine own lips.
Right, a stranger and not their own lips. That's what you want to do. Feel me? Let a stranger brag about you. You don't do it though. Feel me? We trying to build a nation, not destroy it. And stuff like that will destroy it. Don't nobody even like somebody that ain't humble. And nobody like people that's real arrogant. All they talk about is they self narcissistic. Don't nobody want to be around nobody like that all day. All you do is talk about yourself. Man, come on, man, stop it. Prove it. Show and prove it. But that's a nice class. Crowds spent night. Tune in Wednesday. Tune in Wednesday at 9 o'clock. It's a lock. But no, this is Tuesday Brotherhood class. Tuesday, 7 o'clock. ISUPK, Kentucky, man. Hey, shalom, Lord Christ.